Good morning, Reformer. How are you doing today? So, here in the US, we have a holiday weekend this weekend. It's called Labor Day weekend. And most people who work in traditional 9 to 5 jobs have off on Monday. It's a national thing. So, it's a typical time to have lots of picnics, lots of end of summer parties. And so, you might be wondering, how can I enjoy this holiday weekend without overdoing it and sabotaging my results? I'm going to share with you how this is my go to method, and you won't feel like you're depriving yourself. You can still enjoy the food and the time without it sabotaging your results. Good morning, everyone. I am Pamela Pedrick. I am a registered nurse and a certified health coach, and I help women who work in healthcare to break the chains of dieting and emotional eating so that they can lose weight, keep it off, get their confidence and their sexy back so that they can stop merely surviving and start thriving. So, if you're not familiar with me, high five. Thanks for joining me today. Let me know what parts of the world you're tuning in from below. I love to see where everyone's tuning in from, whether you're watching live or the replay. By the way, I personally respond to all of the comments. It's not a virtual assistant. It's not a bot. It's me personally. I respond to every single one of the comments. So if I ever comment back to you, it's me. It's me in the flesh. It's me doing all of that. So yes, holiday weekend. Let me make sure we're streaming okay. How can we survive? It can be a time of overindulging. Perfect. Make sure we can hear. Awesome. How can we survive this weekend? Because back in my binge eating days, this was one of the holidays that I would overindulge because we'd have the big picnics with family and friends. And by the way, family, if you're watching, Sean, September is a huge birthday month for my mom's side of the family. So we would typically go over to my grandparents' house, my mom's mom and dad house. Big cookout. My pop-up would make his famous clam chowder. People would bring all the food. It was a time to celebrate his birthday, my cousin's birthday, and everyone in the family had birthdays in September. Happy birthday, Sean, by the way, coming up. So it would be like the last hurrah because in the North, I grew up in New Jersey, school didn't start until after Labor Day weekend. So it truly was like the last weekend of the summer. And I would overindulge. I would eat all the clam chowder. I'd eat all the desserts. And by the end of the night, I would either feel really sick to my stomach or like I ate so much, I would actually puke. I would not intentionally purge. I would not intentionally make myself vomit, but I would eat so much I would throw up by the end. And usually it comes around that time after school starts. It's called September Fest. That was really bad back in my binge eating high school days. Yes. So I actually I can't remember who I learned this from. It was like years ago. And so the technique I'm going to be sharing with you today can be used not only this weekend, but anytime you have like family get-togethers, holidays, where like the food is in your face and you want to enjoy the food and not have that FOMO, like fear of missing out of, someone's really famous dish without sabotaging your results. So here's what you're going to do. Typically, it's always picnic style buffet, right? At least where I grew up. So you see all the food, right? Kind of literally look at what's there as people are putting out what's there. Oh, yeah, someone's famous grandma's famous potato salad. Oh, I'll get some of that. And kind of look to see, kind of like this is your game plan, right? You're looking at what you're going to get and what you're going to bypass. And literally, as you're going down the buffet line, put just a little, even smaller than a serving size on your plate. Okay. When you sit down at the table to eat, you're going to rate your foods. We do this naturally, instinctively, right? We look at our plate and we're like, oh, I really love this. And this is my favorite. And I like this, but it's not my favorite. We tend to do that naturally. However, us as being humans, what we tend to do is we eat what we like the least first because we want to save what we really love to eat last because we want to savor it, right? However, what happens is by the time you get to your favorite, you're already full. but yet it's your favorite and you really want to eat it. And you do. This was me. Hey, I'm with you. This is me. So you end up eating to excess to where you are uncomfortably full, but yet you haven't eaten dessert yet and you want dessert. So you eat dessert and now you're putting more food on top of an already, belly that's already full to excess. It makes your body work harder. Your body can't properly digest that food you've eaten, even if you eaten really healthily. You can't properly digest it, and you get gassy, you get bloating, and the excess food is stored on your body as fat. So after you rate your foods, this is my go-to method. You're going to eat what you like best first. And you might alternate. Oh, here are my favorites. And you're gonna not really eat what you like the least, right? You're just kind of maybe a little bite here and there, but you're gonna focus on the foods you like best and eat those first. I'm not talking about dessert. Dessert is its own little thing. And then once you get about there, it comes to the point when we eat where there's a natural pause, especially if you're really hungry when you start to eat, where it's like you take a breath, you might put your utensil down, you might take a sip, but you naturally pause. That is your body telling you, okay, you need to stop eating. I'm comfortably full. I don't need any more food for nourishment. And because you've naturally paused and you've stopped eating, now you can indulge and you can eat a little bit of desserts. And I always recommend eat half of what you normally would eat and enjoy it. By the way, as you're eating, enjoy the flavors, right? Pop only made his clam chowder every so often. So I started to learn, like, let me enjoy it, right? Even though it's hot outside, hot clam chowder, enjoy the food, enjoy the flavors because our taste buds are only on our tongue. When we swallow that food, we're no longer tasting it. Unless you're bloating and gassy and burping, up, right? Not to be gross, but that's what happens. And just enjoy the food. Enjoy the time with family and friends, right? Because you never know when you're going to get that opportunity again. And enjoy the food, enjoy the family, enjoy the friends. And when you hit that natural pause, literally stop so that you can enjoy the dessert or any other goodies that's left over and only eat half of that. So those are my go-to tips of how you can truly enjoy the holiday weekend without sabotaging your results. And here's a pro tip for you. If you are concerned that you're going to eat everything on your plate because you're just so programmed to do that, I can relate. It was me too. Either eat off of a smaller plate or just serve yourself half of what you normally would eat and then enjoy that food. Many of us women, you might be one of them, tend to eat so quickly that it doesn't give our belly to tell our brain, hey, stop eating. So we don't get that signal in time for us to actually stop eating. So that's why many of us tend to overeat. When you only give yourself half of what you normally would eat, this allows you to see, hey, I really don't need to eat as much as I thought I needed to eat to be comfortably full. Or you might say, hey, I didn't have the natural pause. I'm still hungry. I can go back and get a little bit more. Rather than piling food on your plate and then eating all that and overeating. And then now you're eating dessert and you're even overeating. And now you're feeling guilty. And now you're feeling shame. And now you're feeling uncomfortable and physically ill. And maybe if you were like me, you would be vomiting because you ate way too much. Let me know what tips I've given you that you like the most and what you'll try over this weekend or at your next family big gathering. Let me know. I'm curious. By the way, what goes along what I taught you today, it really does, goes hand in hand, is my free guide called Weight Loss in 20 Minutes. This helps you to eat more mindfully so that you stop overeating without FOMO, without fear of missing out on certain foods. This isn't a guide that tells you eat this and not that. I'm not about that. Okay. We all know certain foods we need to eliminate or eat a lot less of, like sugar, right? However, this is a way to help you to eat more mindfully, to help you to enjoy your food while you're eating it, by the way, to help your body to properly digest your food so that you have a healthy gut, so that you're not gassy, you're not bloating, you're not dealing with all the ish that can come when you're not eating mindfully. This really helps, especially when you're stressed, if you're a stress eater. Like I was a big stress eater. It is free. The link should be popping up if you were in on my page in my group. I'm going to have to post the link to that. Let me pop that in for you. Because for some reason, when I go use my third-party platform, it doesn't post the link. So let me grab that for you real quick. And I will post it to you in the group. Let me hop on over on a Facebook and pop that in for you if you're in my group, Dietless Dieting Strategies. I'm popping onto the live. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, so I'm pasting it now. Let me put the title so you know what it is. Weight loss in 20 minutes. By the way, this is not a workout. Because if I would have seen a title like that, I'd be like, that's a workout. I don't want that. Because back in my binge eating days, I had a hate relationship with working out. So it should be crossing over for you. There, it's popping up now. All right, that is my free gift to you. It is a guide on how to eat more mindfully so that you're not overeating and you're not sabotaging your results. It goes hand in hand with the strategies that I taught to you right now in this live. All right, so I'm curious. Let me know, what are your plans for the weekend? Are you going away? My cousin's celebrating her birthday. Happy birthday, Sean. And what are you doing today over the Labor Day weekend? Have a great weekend. You can truly enjoy the food and the holiday without sabotaging your results.